bit. We're going live, and I'm sorry about this. And sometimes you gotta have some mistakes or things going on. Oops. Mistake. Just trying to go live. I haven't done that in a while. I am trying it again. I usually do it live on Facebook and then go from there. But today, of all things, went to try to go live there, and it said, can't go live. So here I am. That's what I'm doing. And if I get a few people watching, that's fine. If not, I'm pretty sure they'll see it later. Right now, I'm going to do a repair or two that I have. Oops. We'll get there. If I knew what I was doing, I'd be dangerous. There we go. Running my Carlisle on a 10 liter per minute concentrator. And this guy needs a wing. I'm pretty brutal sometimes with some of my work. So I'm going to, hello, good to see somebody showed up. Pretty brutal with my work sometimes. So I, before it gets to somebody, I usually have to repair one or two of them. And that's what I'm going to do right now is straighten this up and repair the wing. And this one should be done. If you have something to say, just say it in the chat and I'll see what I can do about answering. Okay, so I came in and went out. That's okay. Somebody will watch this eventually. Eventually, don't they? Oh yeah, this is getting a little warm on the fingers. Yeah, we got to do something here. Let's try this. We're going to put it on the end of the nose. Just a punte. So I can hold on to it while I do what I need to do. There we go. Let's do this, folks. Warm it all up. And get it smooth and even. A little bit more on this side. Maybe one more time. There we go. Yeah, just doing some repairs. And I thought I'd get on and see what everybody else is up to. Or at least to see if they're ready to say hi. Again, if you say something in the chat room, I'll see it and I can answer the questions. Now's a good time. You got me live. Not Memorex. Oh, popped in and popped out again. Darn. Let's do this. There we go. Let's see. Looking pretty even. That'll work. Again, this is sort of like a lizard with wings. Get a pair of tweezers up. Pull that little punte off. I needed to hold onto it by something without my fingers burning. You see, I got a couple of people watching. Hello, hello. I know I don't come on here live enough as I should. And sometimes, anyway, that one's done. Now this one is the next thing I was going to repair real quick. Repairing stuff, being able to repair your own work, it is is optimal. I mean, if you put time and effort into it and you can't sell it, what's the use? So being able to sell it, making it still sellable. Right here I have, here we go, we got to do it from this side. I have some, this is a dragon, and the dragon is made out of so like a pink glass, but in the pink glass there is crushed opal. So what I'm doing is I'm using the same pink glass and fixing this guy up. Here's his nose. Needs an arm here. If you have a question, just type it in the chat room and I'll see what I can do about answering. I know I don't do this as often as I should, but I will. The last year actually, I've been really trying to help my friend who has been really under the weather, as you would say, and has put me through a lot of depression and a lot of anxiety, and I had to basically shut down even my creativity to try to concentrate on helping him. But I'm getting better. I got better. He turned me into a newt. He did. I got better. No, she turned me into a newt. Excuse me. Misquoting my Monty Python, my Python. Oh, there we go. Now we're going to have to make this leg a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm glad you're there watching. I do appreciate it. Even if you're not saying much. I love an audience. That's one of the reasons why I got into glass blowing, so people would stand and stare and go, ooh and ah and wow. It was just my way of doing things. And the weirdest part is I'm very much of an introvert. But with my glass, I don't really have to say much. They tend to watch what I'm doing and go, wow. Although I've come up with a few good lines as time goes on. Okay, I got to put a wing on that one side. And this guy is repaired. It's not easy repairing some of your older work, but it's fun. Okay, we need a punte, which is right here. Let's use this side. Shouldn't have put them both ends onto the flame, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. Make sure I only hold down to it from this end, the middle. And there we go, that's that side. One more wing, and this should be finished. Yeah, it should stand up quite nicely. Let me stretch out some more of this pink glass. Excuse me. Trying to see if there's any opal in that, but I don't see any. It's okay. Fold and pull. There we are. And this guy looks like he's under control. Yeah. Higher polish. Setting him down. 2 down. What else was I going to do? Well, I can't do that one. This one, can't see much on it. But you know what? Hello. Good to see a couple people showing up. Can't see much in this, but it's got some silver fume inside where I've encased it. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a little piece of that. The silver fuming is one of the simple things that once you learn how to do, it is a way, see, this is regular clear glass, but then fumed with silver in and layered in. And once you learn how to use just a little bit of silver, you can get a whole lot of shine going on if you don't have money to spend out for colored glass. So this is a way of dealing with that. Okay, first of all, we're going to take these down. Let's show them off a little bit first. It looks blue. Oh, okay, that's why I got a didymium lens, but it's actually pink. And this one's the lizard with the wing that I fixed. I'm going to set that down. Now we're going to do Honeycomb silver fuming. A little bit of extra kick here. You can use a single flame if that's all you got. But this works just as well, if not better. Done a couple of neat videos lately. The last one was making silver fume tubing from scratch, meaning I started at a tip like this and then blew more glass out from there and fumed it and all that sort of stuff. Matter of fact, I don't know where it's at right now. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, we're gonna basically make a small bubble. There we go. Now I've got a blow hose and swivel going on here, and that's how I can sit there and put it in the flame and it'll bubble just the way I want it to. Now I'm going to add a circle of dots. These dots are going to be fumed up and embedded into this piece of tubing. You'll see. And then I just keep going. Okay. Forgot, I didn't need the outer ring right now. This doesn't have to look pretty, but let's see. There's one in the middle, right about there. Now, silver fume with this piece right here. There's a little bit of silver on that. There's the dot. You can't really see it, but it's right there at the tip of my... Anyway, now we're gonna take it down to just a single flame, and I see it gets a little bit better result and reacts to the silver more interesting, I guess you could say, by adding just that one single flame. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna melt that in. And then layer it into the glass. Oh, it might help if I blew into it a little bit. That silver embedded into the glass. Now, you can do that. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and add a dark color to this side. And then I'm going to blow out the other side, and that's going to be the front of the honeycomb. We'll add some nice color and variation going on. What I'm doing is just layering in some color. Dark blue, which actually looks like a black. There we go. Paddle. Let's zoom in a little bit. Four people watching, that's cool. You know, that's the most ironic thing somebody says to a glass blower. Cool. But it's part of the fun of it all. Okay, here we go. We're cold steel there. Blow it out on this side. If you have a question or something, just type it into the chat room and I'll see what I can do about answering. I'm pretty sure I can see the questions. Good to see a couple of thumbs up. That's good. Thank you. I know I don't go live enough, but I'm going to try. That's what I'm doing here right now. Right here, right now. No place I'd rather be. Right. Basically just letting that glass sort of roll into itself a little bit. I could add a little bit more to the cover, to the top. Glad to see a few more people are showing up. Thank you for being there. Nice to know that I have some people that like to watch. I love my audience. That's for sure. You know, that's silver fume honeycomb. I'm making some silver fume honeycomb. I know I missed the start. Thanks for being there, Zenon. I do. You know, that's what I did. And you can kick back to the beginning and you can see what I did. I actually started with a bubble, very similar to this, but in the bottom I added a whole bunch of lines or dots, and then turn around and put a lot of silver fuming over that, and then turn around and I'll do it again. That's the best way to do that. Repeat. No, by the way, repeat. So you get results the same way every time, right? Or maybe not the same way every time, but you get results. Don't forget to click like and subscribe and all that sort of yada yada. I know I don't say that as often as I should. I'm too busy concentrating on making sure I'm trying to give you some of the best information I can. And there are times I'm lacking. Just like I say in the description, I may not be the best glass blower out there, but I have a few things that I know that that you can learn from me. Now what I'm going to do is beat that up and round it in a little bit. I'm going to make this into a sea turtle. It seems like that's what's hollering at me to do. I'm just letting that all round in. And then I'm going to take my marble mold and yeah. Flare it out a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Definitely some good honeycomb going on in there. Okay. Now I'm going to start making the sea turtle. Fire polish that a little bit more, just a little. Itch. And some green exotic or whatever it is. No, not that one. Lot. There we go. Then we'll use this. This will work. A little bit of stress in that glass. It is some of my homemade green exotic encased glass. So, okay, first of all, we'll start with the, this time it's going to be the left front. They usually start with the right front. That's okay. I usually start right there. Yep, thank you. Now we're going to do what's going to be the right front. And then we're going to put the head on. And we'll work on do the back part of this guy. This fold and pull method, once you get it down, it really does make some neat, like you see there, it could look like ears to an elephant, fins to a fish, limitless ideas, angel wings, bird wings. So, yes. Abdulaziz, that's a neat name. I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic and I had to try to read that right name. Hope you don't mind. I'm doing the back fins now. I forgot to do the neck and then hold on to it from there, but we'll get there. Bad habits. I figured it was Arabic. That's okay. Everybody loves. I mean, even my name, it's not Lou, it's Lu Shen. So it has some complication to it too. I love interesting names, and I hope I didn't murder your name too much there, Alab. You know what I mean by murder. My pronunciation is what I meant. Not you. Oh, nowadays, you say the wrong thing about the right thing, and everybody's complaining. I'm sorry. There we go. This is the head to the guy. Now, when you're doing an animal or whatever, one of the things I want to tell you is if you can put eyes on it, do so. There we go. See, it's looking really, really cool. Really, really nice. Because the eyes are basically what I call the windows to the soul. And everybody looks for them. And everybody wants to look at the eyes of whatever you're doing and say, oh, now it's alive. Even though it's still just a piece of glass. You know what I mean? That's okay. Trying to pick up a piece of glass and what I get for just cutting my fingernails. Okay, we're going to hold on to it by the back tail. See if I can do this properly. And cap it off here. Oh, no, that's like that happens 99.99% of the time. No. But sometimes it works, right? I'm also going to put a loop on this. A bail. Whatever you want to call it. Let's get her done. you have a request, well, the next, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to show you that that can be made into many, many, many things. And I'll show you one or two more examples that I have done of that honeycomb where I've stretched it out a little bit. Okay, I'm going to, the way I usually do a loop or a bale is I stretch it out, make sort of like a question mark, as you can see, and then heat it up a little bit behind that and bring it in. Ah! There we are. Sort of ream it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry. And I'm seeing, so I don't know why I can't keep the chat up, and so I have to look at it and have to scroll to see it. But I'll try to answer any questions and whatever. I do appreciate you guys being there. Lately, I've been doing some, like I say, I've had a friend that's been in and out of the hospital so many times. I feel like he's got a revolving door going out of his house and straight to the hospital. I think lately they finally got some of the problem. He's had an infection in one of his feet, excuse me. And I think they finally got it under control. And I think that's going to make the biggest difference in his life. There we go. I'm going to set that right there, even though, matter of fact, yeah, well, no, I'm going to do one more thing. One of the things I like to do to round discs or even anything is, especially sea turtles, I like to elongate it a little bit. And what I mean by that is heat it up and stretch it in the middle a little bit. Are there other materials that can be used for fuming besides gold and silver? I've heard of it, yes. But as far as knowing what they are, I haven't really played with them. I've just played with the gold and silver. And I do have a couple of good videos on the fuming with silver and gold. Just type in my name, Lou Libby, and fuming with silver and or gold. And there's about 2 or 3 nice tutorials up there that give you some ideas. And I do suggest that if you do fume with gold, that you also have there, as you can see, it's not quite round as it was. I stretched it and elongated it just a little bit. That's all it needs. And that'll take a lot of the stress out of the actual piece itself. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, that is one sweet turtle. There we go. I'll leave that right there for right now. We'll get it back to it. I'm going to go ahead and do that one more time. I told you I was, and I will. Actually blow another bubble and do that same deal. But this time, oh, actually, let me show you these real quick. Okay. These are the same deal. I'm going to take this off for a second. This is, I took off my didymium lens there that I have over the glass, the camera itself. And what I did was just heat and stretch that one. There's another one, and you can see that it's got blues and yellows and greens and light greens. And once I learned to really fume or strike the colors of the silver into the glass, stand back, I know I'm going to get some good results. But at the moment, it's all still hit and miss with what my fuming capabilities are, but when I know, I would promise to tell you guys what I know. Well, maybe not everything. I don't want you to go crazy now. But I'm still learning about striking colors of the silver into the glass to get some nice greens and nice, but I still hit and miss from time to time. Okay, we're gonna do that bubble again. Add a little bit of extra to make it bubble quickly. That'll do it. Now what I did was I went further down and melted in more glass instead of starting and trying to blow it from the top down. I blew it from the middle, and then it gives it a little bit more strength and thickness to the glass in the long run. That'll do it. Now, take it down to a single flame, especially when I'm doing these dots. And I start on the outside ring. And I'm going to work my way in, spiraling as I go. Add a couple more. I see there's room. There we go. Now to add the silver fume. If I can find my silver fume stick, my fuming stick. There it is. Now, when you do silver fuming, I find that a single flame with a single oxygen source helps out immensely to get just the silver bouncing over there, as you can see. Boom. I'm going to add a little bit more. Boom. Added in quick amount of time. Now again, I'm going to bring it up. And now melt it in. Bringing it down. Some of it overlaid funny. But you can see the dots and where they were. I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to add the color to it. Can you overfume the glass? Yes, in some cases, but turn it black? No, it's not that bad of a deal. It never done that fuming before. I suggest two things. Make sure you've got well ventilation and good ventilation going on. You don't want to be doing this in an enclosed environment. Silver isn't as bad, but the fumes from the glass are in the long run. They can get kind of wonky on you. Okay, now let's grab that dark blue again. If anybody's noticed my latest videos, I've been also putting some of them on YouTube. Well, that's hello, I am there right now. But also on Instagram and also the same ones on TikTok. And if anybody has any suggestions on what I should be doing, please, wouldn't hurt to ask or tell me. I'm still, even though I've been doing this for 6 years on YouTube, I'm still learning about TikTok and Instagram and all those others, and what I should be doing on those channels to bring up more people watching, I guess. Because on TikTok, it seems like it gets to like about 160 people watch it, or sometimes even less, and it stops, and no more people watch it, and I don't understand what's going on there. Same thing happens on my YouTube channel. It gets to a certain point, like 120 or 150 or 100 or 200 or whenever, and it just stops, and then I might get 1 or 2 people watching it eventually, but nothing continuous, view count. There's only a few of them that I have continuous view count on. And one of those is my glass hacks. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put Punty on the bottom of this. And blow out the top. And again, as far as over fuming, I've never seen it turn black, but I've seen it turn a nice metallic gold looking color in the mix. And then I sometimes have fume silver and then fume gold and then silver and then gold, and it comes out with a really nice, almost like a gold plated look to it, which is pretty cool. Also, if you feel like I've inspired you and helped you in some way, I hate to beg, I really do. But to keep my videos going, if you feel like you could just send me a few dollars on PayPal, and it's down there in the description below, my PayPal address, which is Man of Glassfire at PayPal. I would really appreciate it, and it's one way that I keep these videos going, and it also pays the rent. And if you happen to be in North Carolina area, maybe I could give you some personal lessons. I could do that too. $950,000 later? No. Not that bad. There we go. Now this time I'm just going to stretch it a little bit. So I'm going to tap it off here. Of course it's going to not come off. There was some stress in the punte that I put at the bottom. So one way to do that is to use a pair of, course they're not available all of a sudden. Where are they? I guess I can just use tweezers. I don't know why it's all of a sudden bouncing with the focus. Sorry about that, folks. Maybe it's a heat fracture. Never seen it bounce like that. That's weird. I wonder if it's been doing that the whole time. Okay. Hey, ow! Picked up the wrong end and it pinched me. Okay, now we're going to just stretch this a little bit. And I'll do something interesting with it. You can do many, many, many things with these little odds and ends. Many, many things. Stretch it, twist it. That'd be a great pendant as it is. Matter of fact, that's a good idea. Why didn't you think of that? Oh yeah, I just did. A little bit of colored glass there. Gonna put a bail on the top end here. But all in all, just by itself, that is not too bad looking. I haven't been paying attention. I'm in upstate New York. That's a bit of a drive. Well, yeah, but sometimes I'm going to try to get out more often. There's things I could be doing, and I just haven't. I've really been trying to concentrate on helping out this friend. It has been taxing to me mentally and physically. A lot less than he's been through for sure, but it still does a toll on you. Now again, when you do a bale, the way I do it, I do the question mark and then start heating it up a little bit in the middle and bringing it all together. And let it seal in. Oops. No, I didn't collapse the middle. But we can fix that bale a little bit better by reaming it out. There we go. Yes, these will go through an oven. I don't usually do it. Thank you, Xanon. Is that the way you... Oh, yeah. A lot more blues, but there it is. Not bad, the silver fumes that got going on. Yeah, my name is quite, I know Xanon has probably, you've been called Xanax and 16 other Xanadu, and I can imagine a few more. But my first name is Lucian, and I've had illusion, pollution, solution, dilution, all of those. And my last name is Libby, and you know it used to be the old commercial when it says Libby's on the label. Hey, all the way from Vancouver. Good to see you up there, and I'm glad that people are watching. And thank you for being there. And if you have a suggestion or request, I'm too deep. I'm not too deep. I've done this one, and with the extra didymium lens on this thing, see, I'll show you. This is. I have an extra lens, and it has some blues and yellows and stuff, but I'm putting the extra lens on there to help it so that you can see into the flame a little bit better. I have also right here on this, my heat shield, I have another didymium lens that I had ordered. It's a nice little piece. Let me zoom out and I can show it to you. Oh, wrong direction. Come on. There you go. That nice little plate here is over a heat shield, and that plate works out real well that I've been able to, I don't have to wear didymium lenses because of this plate, because normally I have to wear trifocals. And with the trifocals, it's hard to focus, and also I noticed that I can look at my fingerprints this close without my glasses on, and I can see my fingerprints, no problem. So I went, why don't I just go ahead and start doing smaller things and do a lot more light going on? Anyway, so I started using this titanium shield over the heat shield, and it works out really, really well for me. And especially, I don't, 9 times out of 10, I'll take my glasses off and set them aside. And another thing I like about the heat shield, guys, it saves space, literally. All of that UV and all of that infrared that's coming off of the torch bounces off here and goes away. Instead of with that heat shield gone, it would be burning into your face. I don't know how many times I woke up with that sunburn or walk away and have that sunburn feeling like you've been out in the sun for 2 or 3 hours. And it really, really makes a difference. And if I'd have known about the heat shield many, many years ago, man, I'd have gone with it. It's only in the last 4 or 5 years that I've started using it. And you can see a lot of my videos where I've even gone and had like a little circular lens over the camera or stuff like that. But it did make a difference. It has made a difference. And I'm glad I had that chance to do that. Let's do that. There we go. And of course, it's not going to focus. No, why would it focus, huh? Anyway. And the other one's still a little bit too warm. Again, if you have a request, now's the time. If you'd like to see me make something in particular, before I sign off on this little winter, cats, mice, swans, bears, whales, snails, unicorns, dolphins, elephants, whatever, hummingbird, frog. I said that, I think. Now's the time. Can you make one of your dragons? Hey, ask and ye shall receive. No problem. Coming up. One dragon. Now, let's see. Let me do something a little bit different. I'm trying to think. Ooh. Why not? You ready for this? This is got some nice UV reactive glass, Illuminati, for those people who know what it is. So it's going to be a nice, oh, don't worry, it wasn't a drive-by. Illuminati, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on the end of this piece here so that I'm not burning my fingers anytime soon. And I'll stretch this out, and it's not going to be a very big dragon, but it's going to be a dragon. I love my dragons. Dragons have been, I want to say I wouldn't say my weakness, but I've been doing them almost since day one. What's the percentage of lamp workers that smoke weed and or take psychedelics? Don't know. I don't do the first one, and B, I don't do the second. I act this way without being chemically enhanced, literally. Having a Mormon background, that's why I don't need a lot of it. Even when I had broken legs and stuff like that, I could get off painkillers and not have the drug addictions that other people have problems with. It has helped me in a lot of ways. And don't get me wrong, I have my addictions like chocolate. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm stretching it out a little bit so that I can get enough for the whole body. There we go. And again, it's not going to be very big, but it's going to be a nice little dragon. I'll probably end up downloading this and blipping it off into smaller versions like I've been doing. But I'm going to keep this one live up the way it is. That's not going to be a problem, guys. I like doing the live videos. I like doing Facebook a lot as well. It has its moments. It invigorates me. I get a little adrenaline pump even if somebody's watching it 4 days later. Um, don't get as many people as I'd like watching my videos. They don't know who I am and where I'm at, but eventually they'll find me. I'm very patient. And if nothing else, I am persistent. Staying by my friend all this time proves that measure. Okay. Front half's done. Well, actually, I'm going to use... let's see if I can find another... let's see. There you go, I think. Try this. Ooh. Oh yeah, this has a purple effect. You can't see it, but I can. We're going to use that as the tails, the tail, wings, and claws. Yeah, high on life. Thanks. But there is, and I have gotten a better open mind about cannabis, is the way I would like to say it. And I look forward to the day that North Carolina becomes a legal state. And I'll tell you this right now, that if push came to shove and I had some type of cancer, I would definitely consider cannabis as an alternative pain. I don't know if I'd like the smoking part because, seeing people cough their lungs out after smoking it, it doesn't seem that quite exciting to me. But as far as other parts of it, I mean, the medicinal parts, it's great that people can get healing. And also, if you're on, I gotta switch this. I'm doing this the hard way. Having camera in the way doesn't help. There we go. Curve it up. I got to get enough for the tail and the back legs here. Curve it down. There we go. Yep, just enough for the back legs. A lot, but enough. I guess I know how to what's the word? Stretch it just the right amount. Make sure I got enough to do the job. Well, that last leg is a little bit clear, but should do the job anyway. Considering there are tons of intake methods these days. It's a wonderful plant. Yes, that's what I'm learning. And I believe that all in all, the government has duped a lot, again, because they wanted to illegalize it so that they could keep track of people who are using it. Stupid. But now, where is that? There it is. And also, it does have some healing properties, and not to mention rope, and not to mention 16 other things that you can, and not to, they're coming up with 20,000 ways to use cannabis for good reasons, even wood and paper. I mean, the alternatives are the way it works. That's all there is to it. Now, Now again, once you learn how to do these wings like I'm doing, the fold and pull method, you'd be surprised at how, you'll start doing it and it's like, oh, why haven't I been doing this before? The fold and pull, fold it over, pull it out. There we go. That's two wings, and learning how to equalize one side and the other, that comes with time and effort too. And now the tail and the claws in the back. And we have a UV reactive dragon. Here we are. I know it's a simple dragon, but sometimes simple. Yeah, to some people it's simple. To me, it's simple. I love my dragons. Always have, always will. Okay, tap it off. Fire polish the nose, and there we go. Oops, you know what I forgot? Eyes. And at this size, you can go through the whole piece. But if you think about it, the best thing to do is start at one end and work your way to the other, and don't go back until you really know what you're doing, like I'm doing right now. I'm warming the whole piece, make sure it doesn't explode on me. But I should have put the eyes on it when I was doing the head. Just simple eyes. Learning, oh, yeah, I drooped his nose, but that's okay. I can fix him, I can make him better. There we go. There we go. I want to thank you guys for being out there. I know I need to do more live videos and I need to do a lot more things. I wish you guys would give me a lot more suggestions and I'd try to do them. There is the other pendant I just did. We're going to turn that off for a little bit. And we'll take that off so that we can look at this a little bit easier. Funny how just a little while ago it was a piece of glass that you wouldn't, it looked like a glob of glass. It was a piece of tubing like this. And a little bit of silver and a little bit of color behind it. And you got something that it's like, wow, I want 3 of those, right? And I do so much. I do right down to the tiny pieces with my quartz figurines that I do. I mean, there is a lot that I am thankful for. And having you guys there, can you do a scorpion? All right. I'm going to do it anyway. I am going to do it. Even though I'm live, people are out there. Why not? I've got a good audience out there at the moment, so I'm going to get there. Thank you. I can almost hear you go, goody, 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 goody. You're okay. Scorpions. They're not a bad little creature. And again, the only thing that stops you from doing an animal is you in your mind saying, I can't do that. Either by when you were drawing or learning how to draw and you said, I can't make that. You've already told yourself that you can't make it, therefore it can't be done. What I'm here to show you is that sometimes all you've got to do is realize that if you don't look at it as a scorpion and just as a piece of blobs that you stick together to make shapes that sort of looks like a scorpion, then you'll be better off. But if you have that scorpion in mind and you say, I can't do a scorpion, guess what? You won't be able to do the scorpion. Okay. We're going to work from the back to the front, starting in the middle. Okay. Probably going to fume this with silver after the fact, just because I can. Lollipop, lollipop. I don't think I'd want to lick that one. Okay. Now, you can do it several ways. But the way I've done it in the past, and the way I'm going to do it this time, is just add one ball at a time. But there are several ways to do it. I mean, it's just there's 16,000 ways to skin a cat. You just have to figure out one way that will work for you at one time. Okay? So, and for me, what works at this point is just making one round ball at a time. It is good to see a few people watching. And again, I'm thankful. And if somebody just gets one little idea or one little aha moment in their glass blowing from what I'm doing, that's my goal. Another reason why I started doing these videos is about 4 or 5 years ago, my father started getting an Alzheimer's type disease. And he got to get into that forgetful stage. And me being his son, I figured maybe I might get there one day. So that people can still learn from my artistic talents, I decided to start making these videos that even someday, if I can't remember these videos, somebody can learn from me anyway. That's my ultimate goal, is to give and share and know where my strengths come from. It's a God-given talent, and I am very excited that I'm able to be inspired from time to time to time. That makes glass blowing. I know you look at what I'm doing and say, it makes it look so easy. But I've done it 400,000 times. I've sat here at this table since, or not this table, but I've sat at a torch table since 1982, melting and shaping and pulling and stretching and just continued piece after piece, figurine after figurine, trying to get, something done, and learning shape on shape to make it look like, in this case, a scorpion, or to make a dragon look like a dragon, or a turtle to look like a turtle. Sometimes I'm close, and sometimes not even close. But that's in the fun of it. That's where you learn. That's where you grow, is you keep saying, I still haven't done it quite yet, but I'm going to keep trying. And then eventually, you get to the point where, like, oh, there it is. Now, if I was making this look exactly like a scorpion, I'm not even coming close to putting that into the ballpark. I just make it look like a shape of a scorpion. If you understand that principle. There we go. I should have stopped when I was ahead. I mean, with the dragon. But I'll do this. because I can. You guys asked me nicely. Thank you. I'm getting sappy. I can tell people are leaving. Okay, we're going to kick this down a notch and do the legs. Scorpions have 8 legs and pinchers. So you can do this several ways. I'm going to go ahead and actually the best thing to have done is to do it dot for dot, making sure there's room for all of them. Then going back and putting a whole leg on there. Itch. I hate it when you get an itch and you have to stop what you're doing to scratch. This time it was in my ear. Usually it's on the end of my nose. And sometimes you can't stop what you're doing because it's in the middle of something and it gets worse and worse and worse until you finally can drop what you're doing and fix it. It's like, And I think sometimes it does it just to spite you, if you know what I mean. Itch. Another one. Need an extra hand, LOL, just for the itching. Yeah, I would have to say so, but I'll be okay with that. I've survived so far. There were a couple of times where it got really, really itchy and really, really almost out of control, but I got it there. I'm still alive, and I still have all 5 fingers on both hands, a few scars and a few burns. I was just talking about that to somebody today. As a glass blower, you're going to get cuts and you're going to get burns. And then I say that it's like the days of cuts, you could call it blood sacrifice, and the days of getting burned, I call it burnt offerings. Old Testament stuff, but still. See, I'm still taking my time on doing this because it's in the crab family, and for me, it's hard for me to do a crab. But I still fumble through it enough that I'm going to make it look like a scorpion, and it's going to look good to a lot of people. There we go. But it's not my best. Tell you that right now, it's not my best. But I still love, again, getting my image across to you. But you can say, oh, that's a scorpion. Okay, now we're going to do the claws. Santa and Escape. Wait a minute. I got to check something. Okay, good. For a minute there, I thought that was a stick of Lucy UV reactive glass. Not a good idea to stick it on a piece when you're not expecting it to go there. Here we go. Sealing it in well. Flash sharp enough to cut you, and fire's hot enough to burn you. Yes, I have. I'll repeat myself. Good things are worth repeating. And good things are worth knowing, and knowing well. And sometimes it's the first time somebody's ever heard that. You don't know how many times I go to a show or whatever, and they ask the same questions over and over and over again. Like, have you ever burned yourself? How do you do that? How do you, and there's a half a dozen that I can remember off the top of my head. And I wish sometimes I could just say number 1, number 4, number 6, number 3, number 1, and have a list of the answers behind me. So they can just look at the board and just go, oh, okay. But you've got to answer it just like it's the first time that it's ever been asked, because it is the first time they've ever thought of that question and asked that question. Even though you might have heard it a few times, it's the first time they thought about it. And it is important that they get the same answer, that it was the first time that somebody ever asked you that. Because it is. It's the first time they've ever asked that. You know what I mean? I try to give very good answers to sometimes difficult questions too. I'm going to make this one more of a lefty. Bigger claw on the left hand than the right. Passing gas. Sorry about that. There we go. Now, warm it all up a little bit. And get out the silver fumer, if I can find it. Here we go. Silver. It's not around when I want it. That's not right. Was there a minute ago? Well, maybe. That's the one that fell on the floor. And of course. Yeah, that's it. That's the one that fell on the floor. I got it. Now let me see. Right there at the tip, you can barely see it because of the, yeah, you can see that little bump of silver. And that is going to make this thing excited. You put it in the flame and you bathe the whole thing over. And it comes out with a nice golden silver fume. I don't know why the silver turns looking like gold, but the gold turns out to pinkish and gold luster. But that's the way it works. And there you go. Oh, with the light from that glass, that's what it looks like. Silver fume party. Now tap it off and fire polish that. Oops. You always fire polish where you've had a punte. There we go. And let's look over that dragon. And let there be light. You can see the purple in the wings. Ain't that pretty? That's what excites me the most. Sometimes I wish that glowing effect that you get just as it comes out of the fire could stay there, because that would be such a beautiful color that glows like that. But it has to eventually cool down. Life is like that. I want to thank you for being out there, guys. Thank you for being my subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe now. Why not? Thumbs up and all that sort of good stuff. Yay. And don't forget to click the notification bell so that you get to know when I'm doing these more live often. And if you have suggestions for future shows coming up, I'm going to see if I can't do this where you can see the top of my head. There we go. if you have suggestions on what you'd like to see coming up, never hurts. Just ask. Right, right. Oh yeah, big right. Wait, let's do it here. We'll put the. Now look more serious. As always, Carpe Vitro, guys. Thanks for being out there, and enjoy your